Welcome to Door to Math September newsletter. We're dealing with part 1C of 4 types of word problems that's encountered in Algebra 1. And for this particular one, we're dealing with interest rates. The problem states a new college graduate Ian invested twice as much money in stock as in bonds. Stock earn 8% per year and bonds earn 2% per year. So bonds is safer, so it has less interest. If Ian earned a total of $400 from his investments last year, how much money did he have invested in stock? So let's take a look at how we solve this one. This particular problem is no different from the ones that we've been solving. The only thing that's added is that we're dealing with interest. So let's take a look at how we solve this particular problem. Let's get right onto it. So let's do a solution. Okay. I would like to remind my viewers once again, you're going to get tired of me drawing this chart, but this concept is very important. It's a step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 process. Okay, follow the process to reduce the chance of you getting anything wrong. So we set the variable, we decode the secret, and then we solve the equation, and then we do the double check. All right, so on step 1, we set the variable. Let's see, we have $B is the amount Ian invested in bond. So in define my variable, I try to keep it as simple as I know how, in that I can keep track of my variables. Amount Ian invested in stock. Okay, so variable, basically we started from what the question, this is generally, we started with the questions that they asked. Okay, now this is our step 1. Once again, I took a very, very long effort all the time to define my variable very clearly. I write it out in hope that I can reduce the confusion on our step 2. Step 2 is our vital step, in that I have to translate. So that if I know what the variables are, the better chance I know I have to translate. Now, we were told that Ian, being a new college grad, that he invested twice as much in stock. Now here is important. We're going to be dealing twice as much. Of course, it's a clue. We're going to be doing multiplication. What is important is that you figure out roughly which one is bigger, so that this prevents you making any errors in signing the multiplication. So stock is more. Bond is less. Being a new college graduate, he's more aggressive in investing. So stock is more, bond is less. So obviously, we would have bond times twice that is equal to stock. Now, if on the exam you get confused, you want to see, is it B times 2S or S times 2B? Think of this picture. I'm going to draw I over here. Think about this picture. Okay, what this picture really saying? Stock is more than bond. How do I get stock more than bond? Well, I better have the factor in front of the bond. Okay, so twice of the bond is my stock. So here's our first equation. Second equation, total interest was $400. Now this one is a little coded in there, but it's not too bad. Okay, was of course is equal $400. What we need to do is interest from bond plus the interest that we earn from stock. Interest from stock. Okay, now we know we invested B dollar amount of bond, and we were earning at 2% interest. Okay, so this whole thing, the total principal we gave and the interest rate together give us the interest, the actual dollar amount we earn. And likewise over here, we have the stock. and it's earning at 8%. Okay, so here's our equation. Here's our second equation. Total interest earned is $400. So here's the sentence used up. Here's the sentence used up. Now on to step 3 over here, which is really, from here onward is really just a simple arithmetic pre-algebra almost, where we're solving 2 variables with 2 equations. From the look of the equations, it would make sense that we use substitution. So let's move our blackboard a little bit and let's go on to solve this one now. This is where I get involved in step 3 now. So let me rewrite the equations we have. Stock is twice as bond. Okay, bond times 0.02. Now I've converted the 2% into the decimal point, plus S 0.08. I'll have $400 altogether. Obviously, we're going to use substitution. We're going to substitute S as equal to 2B into this one. So the second equation becomes B, this part doesn't change, 0.02 plus 2B, because S is equal to 2B, 0.08, 400 is equal to 400. Okay, let's clean this up a little bit. So I have 0.02B plus 0.16b is equal to 400. So all I did is I multiplied all this together. 2 times 0.08 is 0.16. Added together, I have 0.18b is equal to 400. Divided by 0.18 on both sides. 0.18 on both sides. Let's move our blackboard up a little bit. So we have B. If you want to push the pause button, you can go check the math on here. So B is equal to $2,222.22. And since stock is twice as much, so it's $4,444.44. Okay? Now, don't forget the last step, step 4. We have to check the work. Okay, from the fact that B is equal to 22 cents, the S is equal to $4,444.44. We see that 2 times B equal to S, or that twice as is invested into the bond. This one, it checks out. Let's calculate our interest. So B times 0.02. That gives us $355.56. You're more than welcome to push the pause button and go check the work here. So that's the interest earned from the bond. Actually, my apology. I actually wrote this one run down. So let's go back. B times 0.02. Actually, I have $44.44. Okay, and then let's go back to stock. It's invested 0.08%, and when I plug it in, I have $355.56. So added together, our total interest earned is $400. All right, so both of them checks out, and have a confident day.